This police week comes as the nation is facing a shortage of police officers, spiking crime due to attacks on law enforcement, and a struggle to protect and save those who serve and protect us. In our Thin Blue Line segment this week, we welcome Michael Pellegrino from Resilient Minds on the front lines, and Craig Floyd. He is the former chairman of the National Police Officers Memorial Foundation and now the president of Citizens Behind the Badge. It's great to have both of you here. Greg, I think you're in Washington actually for this very special series of events that happens every year. Always very moving, always a very special time. After several years of what many people have called a war on cops from political extremists, do you think that the public and political sentiment is starting to change?
Well, I certainly hope so, Tom, although the numbers tell us that we still have decades probably before we're ever going to get back to normal. More than 800,000 officers, as you point out, are out there risking their lives each and every day for our safety and our protection. And over just the last 2 years, more than 800 officers have lost their lives in the line of duty. That's the most ever in American history. And yet we still hear calls to abolish the police. There's the defund and defame the police movement that some just haven't given up on, despite the rising crime in our country, despite droves of officers leaving the profession. We have 50% more retirement of officers and 20% more resignations over the last 3 years than ever before. And we now have the fewest number of officers per resident of this country than in the last 25 years.
Yeah, I did not know that. The situation is getting pretty grave. Mike, your program is really fantastic because it aims to help cops deal with the emotional toll that they carry during and after their service. The issue of police suicides, very real. In 2022, there were 196 that we know of, and a lot of times they're not reported. Tell us about your program and the national challenge we face there in terms of protecting those who protect us.
Yes, it's mental wellness. I mean, we talk about mental strength, we talk about resiliency, we talk about, the brain science behind it. And it's important to understand that really and truly what we're trying to focus on is we so worry about from the neck down. We want to focus on the mental portion of it from the neck up and being able to give people, especially law enforcement officers, the resiliency skills and the tools to be able to bounce back, but not only bounce back through adversity, but bounce forward as well.
Yeah.
And have that, give them hope, that give them positive coping mechanisms to be able to use those when that adversity comes through.
Yeah.
So that's our main goal.
Yeah, and that has to be a nationwide effort to be able to do that. Craig, so much damage, as you point out, has been done through the driving of misinformation about police shootings, police encounters, charges of systemic racism on the force. What are a couple of facts that Americans need to know real quick about policing to counter what they have heard from some politicians and the media?
Well, every year in this country, police have 60 million interactions with the public. That's a fact. And force is used by police less than 2% of the time. It hardly ever happens. And fatal encounters are infinitesimal. So the bottom line is police are not using force. They're not targeting any race or ethnicity. About 10% of adult whites, blacks, Hispanics, and Asians are stopped by police in pedestrian and traffic stops. There is no difference between race and ethnicity. And the fact is that officers are literally giving up their lives for the safety and protection of our community, more than 800,000. And we talked about the number of deaths. One officer is killed in the line of duty in this country every 36 hours.
All right. Unfortunately, gentlemen, we're going to have to leave it there. But we want to thank you both, Mike and Craig, for everything that you're doing to support our law enforcement community. As you point out, they need it, and that needs to be that's of national concern. It should be of national concern that we do have this crisis within our policing, our police departments, and every day should be a law enforcement awareness and appreciation day. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you.